And hello everybody, welcome back to another Guild Wars 2 video, and today I'm going to be showing you how to perform a void jump in Rata Sum. And this is not only just doing a void jump, this is actually with a little trick I will show you guys later in the video. So let's get started. So what you want to do is you want to go down to the incubation waypoints right in the ID incubation lab. So here we are. And what you want to do is you want to find like this big cube here. Basically you see it right when you spawn basically, and what you just want to do is, as you can see, you can't get in there normally. What you can do is you can go onto the edge. So what you want to do is you want to go into this little edge of the thing, I guess, and then we are going to basically glide all the way over here. So you could technically do this without a glider and just swim. That would be a bit more tricky, and it would take a little bit more time, but you could do it. But using a glider is just a lot faster. So let's go, and there you go. And let's you want to basically glide around the building, and you can just glide normally. You don't have to use any leaning skills, because as you can see, you get to your destination pretty fast. And you want to find this like this vine with this kind of upside down Y shape, I guess. It's right here, and you just want to get in between. And as you can see, we can actually like climb up here if we wanted to, so you could swim here. And as you can see, we have this really weirdly texture, like this rock which has a really low resolution texture. And what you want to do is you want to climb up to basically where you can't jump any further. So as you can see, if I try to jump now, I'll just slide back down. And then from here you just want to relog, so let me do that right now. And then okay, so here we are, and as you can see, if we just maneuver around a bit, we are actually in the void. So here is the trick I wanted to share with you guys. As you might know, if you try to glide off of the Rata Sum, basically like the main building, you'll actually be teleported into the jailmaker cell. So that's this thing I'll pull up on the screen right now. But there's actually a way around it. It is a lot slower, I guess, but it does work. And with this, we can go to, for example, the polymock areas, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to show you that right now. So what I want you to do is I want you to pay attention to my mini map when we are performing the trick. So what we first want to do is we just want to go down to the dam, because that will just make it that little bit easier and that little bit faster as well. So let's just go over there, and almost now, and there you go, that's good enough. And then I'm just gonna set my personal waypoint to the polymock areas just so I know where I am. And what you want to do right here is you just want to face face towards one side, so like look straight with the dam basically. And then you just want to point your camera all the way down and start swimming downwards. And as you can see, if you look at my mini map, I'll actually make it a little bit bigger so you can see better. I am moving both downwards and in this direction. So that indicates that we are not at the bottom of the void yet, because the void does have, like the layer of water does have a bottom which prevents you from going any further. So now I'm gonna swim the other way, and you want to look at your mini map and see if you are still moving. If you are still moving, then just continue swimming downwards, and if you stop moving, I'll show you what to do in a second. So let me first just get down to the bottom, and this should take about 2 to 3 turns, and there you go, we are at the bottom, and this is also indicated by your sprites and everything disappearing. So if you actually go upwards a bit, as you can see, now I can see everything. If I just go downwards that little bit, and there you go, everything will disappear. If you look at my mini map, I'm not moving, I'm not doing anything. So you might think, alright, what's so useful about this? Now we can't move at all. Well, you can. What's so useful about this? Well, basically, like the thing that teleports you back actually only checks to a certain depth in the void, and if you're all the way down here, it can't detect you. So that will basically mean that we can kind of like stealth underneath Rata Sum, which is pretty cool. So how do you move? Well, what you want to do is you just want to press W or whatever your key is to move forward, and then press the A or the D button, or like what your turn key is. And then, as you can see, I turned a little bit, like focus on my mini map right now. I'm holding the W key, and if I press D, I'll turn that little bit and I'll stop moving. So now I can just press my auto walk / swim key and angle it at my target and wait, because as you can see, if I try to dodge, it will just stop me basically, and I can't do anything. I mean, like, it will just stop me from moving further, and I gotta press W and A or D again. So that's not gonna work. So this is gonna be a bit of a long process. But yeah, I'm just gonna get there, and I'll see you guys in a minute. Cue the time lapse. Alright everybody, so we have arrived at the Polymorph arenas, and just something I wanted to say before we do a void jump. Like, this won't get you into any area, because if you void jump into an area that is still within the reach of like the teleport thingy, it will just teleport you back anyway. So for example, if we try to go into the Snap Memorial Lab, which will normally teleport you back, we will just be placed at the surface, and the game will detect that we are not in an area we're supposed to go, and teleport us back. But the Polymorph areas actually almost fall out of that area, and I think you do not want to cross this line right here. So basically you're fine to go in this general area as long as you don't cross this line. So let's just relog. And as you can see, I actually spawned on top of one of the things. I had to glide there. Anyway, so as you can see, these are the Polymorph areas. We are in the Polymorph areas. We can run around, do everything we want. Obviously, there are no games of Polymorph going on. As you can see, there is Rata Sum in the distance, which is pretty cool. And I just wanted to show you guys what I meant by being teleported back. So if we go into this area right here, I think we should be fine. So let's see. Yep, there you go. As you can see, we are fine. And the interesting thing is there is actually a shutdown portal right here. So that to me says one of two things. They were either planning on doing some kind of jumping puzzle here, with this portal as the end of or the beginning of the jumping puzzle, or this was at some point during development actually gonna be like this was actually gonna be a explorable area, but they just kind of scrapped the idea. What's actually interesting is, like, I can go like behind the portal, and as you can see, there shouldn't be anything in the portal, but there is just the invisible wall right here, which is also like in blocked off portals and that kind of stuff, which I found kind of interesting actually. So yeah, let me just show you what I meant by not crossing this line. So it should be right around here. So if we actually go ahead and cross that line, should be okay, so apparently I can go into this area still. Yep, this area is fine. Alright, so let's now go into this area, I guess. So my observations might be a bit wrong. Alright, so the line is actually further than I thought, so it should be, I think then it's here. So that if we actually try to go to this portal, we should be teleported back. So let's see. And there you go, we are teleported back to the Jailmakers, or the Peacemakers jail, as you can see right here. So what I actually want to see for myself is if I can go to the Advanced Meta Mystics lab, wow, and to the Applied Development lab, which is normally your home instance. I know for certain that I can't go to the SNAF Memorial Lab or to the Polymark Arena right over here because they are just too close to Rata Sum. But I'm gonna try that right now and I will report my findings later. Alright everybody, so as you can see I am currently underneath the Applied Development Lab and we're gonna see what happens when we relog. Okay guys, so the answer is we will be teleported into the Applied Development Lab, or yeah, right, yep, Applied Development Lab, wow. So we are currently stood on this ridge, so we're gonna try and glide over to here. Let's see what happens. Alright, there you go. So yeah, as you can see, we are here in the what is usually your home. So I'm gonna look around here for a bit and see if I can find anything interesting, and if not I will be back with the Advanced Meta Mystics lab, yeah, probably. So yeah, gonna do that right now. Alright, so I haven't found anything interesting as of yet, but I did want to try something, and that is go through this portal. So like I'm curious, will it like teleport me back to Rata Sum, or will it just not work? I don't know. It does have the icon in it, so let's see what it does, I guess. So here we go. Alright, so it didn't work. That's really interesting, I guess. So for some reason it shows an icon that the actual portal is higher, which is weird because the portal is like my portal is right here. So that's really interesting actually. Okay, so I'm gonna try to get a little bit higher maybe. It's not gonna work, is it? Alright, that's really interesting, I guess. Alright, so I'm gonna try and find a way to maybe get a little bit of height. Okay, so I've managed to rifle myself up here using some experimental rifles, so let's try to glide into the portal. It's probably not gonna do anything, but let's see. Oh no, oh oops. Wow, my glider didn't deploy for some reason. Let's see. Nope, still nothing. Alright, that's really interesting then, I guess. So yeah, that was it for the Applied Development Lab. I'm gonna go and swim towards the what is it called? Advanced Meta Mystics lab now, and we'll see what happens there. Alright everybody, so as you can see I am currently in the Advanced Meta Mystics lab, or I guess beneath it. So we are going to relog, so let's see what happens. Okay guys, so we didn't get teleported back, I guess, which is cool. I appreciate that. So let's see how far we can push this, and let's see where we can walk. There's a dead mummy here on the ground. Oh, but I think I know who it is. I'm not gonna spoil it for you guys. It's part of the personal story anyway, so whatever. So yeah, as you can see, here is the portal. This time it doesn't have like the little portal icon in front of it. So yeah, let's walk towards it. And just as I expected, it does nothing. Right guys, so that just about does it for today. If you did like the video, please leave a like, that would be very much appreciated, and I hope to see you guys around. Goodbye!